You can't get any noisier than this. Welcome to the heart of Kuala Lumpur, the Golden Triangle. Let me just show you. And despite all the noises, let's say that you want to listen to your music. Let's say that you want active noise cancellation. You see here? This thing might be something that you want. 43 dB of noise isolation, active noise cancelling. So let's talk about UGREEN Max5C. 43 dB of noise isolation, 43 dB of noise cancellation, hybrid active noise cancellation. As you have seen just now, I was in the middle of Kuala Lumpur, at the heart of Kuala Lumpur, at the heart of Malaysia. It can't get any noisier than that. And this UGREEN Max5C was able to suppress impressive amount of ambient noises to a point that I was able to enjoy my music. Now let's just take a moment to recap. What does it mean by 43 dB of noise isolation, noise cancellation? Let me just show you in a traditional way how we achieve that kind of noise suppression. You see here, Atmos ER4 SR, professional grade studio monitors. This thing you insert deep into your ears, okay, to achieve passive noise isolation at around 42 dB of noise isolation suppression. And yet, this UGREEN 5C claim 43, 1 decibel higher. So what it means is that this thing is super effective at suppressing noise, even in the most noisiest of environment. Again, let me remind you, I was literally half a day out with this thing, listening to my music without any kind of interruption. And assuming that you already have this Max5C in your possession, I would highly recommend that you do this. Especially if you have an Android phone, okay? Just download an app through a barcode included inside this, okay? And then look for this UGREEN Home, and I'm just gonna click on it and show you. This is what you must do to achieve that maximum noise isolation, and also to get the best sound quality out of this Max5C. As you can see here, there are several options. By default, it will always be switch at off, the noise cancelling control, okay, which means that there's no noise cancellation. I am hearing noises as normal. And when I turn on noise cancelling, right, and you would notice there, noise cancelling level. Make sure that if you are outside, like me again, in the middle of noisy environment, assuming that you're in the middle of city or even let's say on the roadside, put it on ultra, okay. But if you are indoor, then put it on gentle, okay. The difference is that, okay, it determines the level of noise suppression that you're gonna get, and that is where you get 43 dB of noise isolation maximum, and it really works, okay. And then of course, when we talk about some of the other feature, the next one that you must do, very important, is the high-res audio here. If audio is important to you, then you must absolutely do this, okay, if you're running on Android phone. In my case, I am using here Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV. I always turn on the high-res audio, which will then enable LDAC support. LDAC is a high-resolution protocol which achieve almost 1000 kbps of resolution, meaning that it does not reduce the resolution that much at all, to a point that if I were to use something like this Tidal here, for example, streaming through Tidal, listening to my music, okay, I click play like this, and you would notice that if I click this, it will show me the resolution, says that Bluetooth audio is compressed when listening to Bluetooth. But the reality is, okay, because I am running on LDAC, it will actually stream the maximum available resolution from that particular source to a point of 999 kbps. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a resolution which is practically lossless. Another important element that this Max5C claim is that 75 hours of runtime from the time you charge it until it requires charging. And let me just tell you this, I did try it, okay, and it is super impressive as well when running on LDAC with active noise cancellation. I gave up on the mark of after let's say 48 hours because after 48 hours it is still showing 10% left. So 48 hours is literally 2 days, okay? And based on the calculation, 75 hours is 3 days. So yes, I can just simply say this thing really does have very long life battery. 3 days, no problem. 2 days, confirm, no problem at all. How about the sound itself? How does it perform as a headphone? Okay, I have tested it extensively as well for many type of scenario, for listening to music, even gaming. And let me just share you this. Okay, the thing that I noticed about this Max5C is that it's kind of a bit, you know, limited, and especially equalizer here is very important because it seems that right out of the box, this thing will always be tuned here with bass setting here. And let me just tell you, that thing is super bassy. It is just boomy and muddy. I don't like it at all because perhaps I am super sensitive to bass, but I told myself, wow, this thing sounds terrible out of the box. And luckily, after I downloaded this app, I was able to switch the equalizer setting. So as you can see here, we have option being provided: classic, electronic, classical, bass, all the way to treble. And after playing with it for quite a while, surprisingly, the one that I find that I like the most is rock. With this rock setting, I was able to get the kind of sound tuning which I consider as a very, you know, pleasing, musical and analytical balance of music presentation, which allows me to enjoy my music in a way that I would not complain that I am listening from a Bluetooth device. Okay, so the sound itself, assuming that you select rock, like what I did, is that you're gonna get sparkly, energetic treble, fairly forward mid-range with good definition and texture, and the lower frequency has been toned down to a point that it will no longer be offensive at all. It is in fact well textured and well defined, nowhere near being boomy, nowhere near being like overly commanding. The punch, the rumble itself, is everything is just sounded correct. So my advice is that if you want to get the best out of this Max5C, make sure that you play with this setting here. Perhaps you might even like something like jazz here, okay? Perhaps you might even like something which is like, you know, electronic here. But this thing is subjective to your taste and preference. My point being here is that this thing is super flexible. With the 40mm drivers inside here, especially the longer you use it, it will sound even better, and to a point that I would not even be complaining that I am using a wireless device at all. Now let's find out how does this Max5C perform when attached to my PC here. So we're gonna be looking into two elements. One is the microphone. I am in fact recording this session entirely out of this Max5C microphone, internal microphone here. So you be the judge whether you like the sound coming from this device here. Is the microphone good enough for you? Hello, 1, 2, 3. And also you might notice that there's a cable attached here. So basically what happened now is that I have attached my Max5C here, not in Bluetooth mode, but rather using USB mode with the cable supplied here directly to my PC, and my PC Windows 11 was able to recognize it as a headphone and also a microphone. So do you like what you're hearing? Then how about gaming performance? Let's find out how good is this thing when it comes to gaming. So join me here as I shoot through Starfield. Alright, let me just switch to the game here. And we are in the process of raiding a ship here. Okay, where is the enemy? And I can tell you, it feels so immersive. The sound itself, I can tell you the surround sound is good. Okay. Yeah. Up, enemy behind me, I can hear. Okay, it hurts. Come on, kill this one. Okay. Healing. This is tough one. Oh. Yep. Surround sound is good, definitely good. I think one of the key things is that it's very immersive. Yeah, done. Finally. Alright. impressive, I would say. Definitely this is the kind of headphone that you want for gaming as well, no doubt about it. Let me just recap. Holographic spatial imaging is good, okay, immersion factor is good, and pinpoint accuracy is also good. All in all, considering that this UGREEN HiTune Max5C is just priced at $18 at this point of time in July 2024, that is a crazy good price for something which is very well built like this Max5C. I find the value that you get from this UGREEN Max5C is definitely way beyond the asking price, because typically I would associate UGREEN to my USB devices, USB cables. I didn't know that they make headphone as well, and I am truly impressed with the kind of build quality that I am seeing, and also the kind of sound quality and the experience of usage that I am experiencing. So my recommendation is that reach out, open your mind, and get this UGREEN 5C, especially if you need superb noise isolation that you can listen your music to anywhere, and comfortable, super comfortable, very well built, okay? And then the next one is that long life battery. You can literally use this for 3 days, no worries at all, and it goes on and on. For something which is priced at $18 this is a no-brainer recommendation from me.